Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. So, did you notice there's a little change in the world of Doctor Who? Happened pretty much at the last couple of minutes of The Power of the Doctor. Not a very good episode, but at least it didn't make me want to rip my face off in disgust. But it wasn't that good. But in the last couple of minutes, David Tennant arrives, and everything changed. Everything changed instantly. It was the weirdest thing. Doctor Who magazine changed. Things that weren't directly related to Doctor Who changed. It all just changed straight away. I don't understand it, but that's exactly what happened. One thing that changed was Doctor Who magazine. It went from being a turgid waste of space to actually being quite interesting. And the last month's issue, I've just got a ton of it. I've got a ton of content out of it, but a ton of enjoyment. So this article, I think, is probably the best article in this issue. It's really, really genuinely good. It's Eddie Robinson imagining what classic, how, and when classic Doctor Who Christmas specials could have happened, right? And it's tragic they didn't. A couple are brilliant, a couple not so good. I don't really like the Tom Baker one or Sylvester McCoy one so much, but the one he does for Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee and particularly Peter Davison, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Love this. I love this article. So, bit Christmassy. It's a fun thing to go over. I thought we'll go over it. I went over it my live stream last night on Christmas Eve. I'm recording this on Christmas Day, but it's going out to you on Boxing Day. This is just the circle of life, baby. The circle of life. So, like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are fantastic. Thank you very much. I am grateful. I am genuinely grateful for all of you doing all those things. Like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up my Substack in the video notes, my email newsletter. I also have a paid version. Sign up for that too. Sign up for, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. All those things are great. Now, let me hand over to me from last night. So this is a really bizarre article, and I quite enjoyed it. Who wrote it? Eddie Robson wrote it. Apart from 1965 episode of The Feast of Stephen, the original run of Doctor Who didn't have any festive stories. We know, right? And I wanted Big Finish to fix this, right? But Nick Briggs doesn't like Christmas much. I think that's really the... Oh, I remember! After this, I'm going to show you my Christmas presents, right? Finally, I remembered. Okay, because I just saw them. They're sitting there. Put them there. Fine, we're going to do this article first. It's really fascinating, right? But what if it had Eddie Robinson imagined an alternative history of Doctor Who's Christmas special of the 60s, 70s, and 80s? So normally I'm not really that interested in this, right? I like things that actually nearly almost work, right? That's interesting to me. But this one, he's done all the work of researching it for me. To imagine what that actually might have done. So it's a very well written article. So let's look what he had to say. So the first one was Terror in the Stars, right? So I had no idea about this, but I think he's really nailed it. I think he really absolutely nails it here. Christmas Night with the Stars was a highly popular staple of BBC Christmas time schedule between 1959 and 1972. It sounds like real fun. Like, if they put this on today, I would watch this, right? I don't know why they don't do a variety show on Christmas night. I'm like, just look back at your past. That would actually be fun, right? Comprising a variety X musical guests and special mini episodes of BBC shows from the 1968 edition, along with performances by Louis Armstrong, Petula Clark, and interludes for Dad's Army and Not in Front of the Children. 10 minutes of the 2-hour running time was given over to Doctor Who adventure. This mini episode, which again had no answer to, but Terror in the Stars is one of the is the camera script. This is such a clever idea, right? Again, they did this now, they would do very, very well. Like, okay, 1 second. This we're gonna have to take an aside for a second because I want to show you what's on the schedules on Christmas this year. It's diabolical. Radio Times on a second. There's literally nothing to watch. Nothing that I'm interested in watching. Christmas Night with the Stars. That looks way better than what you have now, okay? That would actually get people there. Yes, nothing comes close to that. This, right? This would actually 10-minute bits here and there. It's a nice idea. I think this is a good idea. Fine. So you're saying the story was written by Derek Sherwin, recorded at the end of the studio of episode 1 of Invasion, which proved to be
just about feasible due to much of the episode being pre-filmed on location. The TARDIS arrives in 2048 on a supply shuttle destined for space station Pulsar. The control room was, in fact, redressed from Tobias Vaughn's office in Invasion. This is what I like about this. He's really put work into the fantasy. The shuttle pilot, Denny Billard, Annette Andre, believes that Dr. Jamie and Zoe are trying to hijack a cargo, which includes a Christmas gift for the Pulsar crew. She intends to hold the newcomers under arrest until the shuttle arrives, but Jamie comments on how cold the shuttle's getting. Jenny has a stowaway. It's the Ice Oracle Storm who has this is not a good, sorry, who is stranded on Earth. He actually wants to hijack Duke. The shuttle is demanding that he be taken to Mars. The Doctor convinces Storm that it will be quicker for the TARDIS. For once Storm enters the TARDIS, the Doctor removes the time vector generator, dashes out the room, and Storm can't operate the control. And is trapped. This sounds like a comic strip, a bad comic strip. And is trapped inside and will be delivered as prisoner to the commander of Pulsar. Do you think we should Christmas wrap him, Doctor? Wait. Where's the bit? There's a bit in this where he's disguised as a Christmas tree, right? What's trying to? He wants to hijack. I thought there was a bit in there where they had him disguised as a Christmas tree. There you go. You should reread the article before you cover it. There you go. That's a bit from the only Christmas special. But okay, BBC, you should be doing Christmas Night with the Stars. You would actually do very well with that. Voices of Doom. Okay, so wait, what's this? Cut out a bit here. Icy Cliff. In 1968, Christmas Night with the Stars wasn't recorded. Therefore, Terror of the Stars was the only poor quality audio recording. However, it was the final Doctor Who episode to have telesnaps, which discovered and dispelled the persistent rumor stemming from the publicity pictures. The well-known picture of Wendy Padbury wearing the angel wings being hoisted on the shoulder of Patrick Dowden and Fraser Hines as if to be placed on top of a Christmas tree inside the TARDIS was staged for publicity and didn't feature in the episode. Similarly, it believed that Ice Royal was played by Cliff Richard, who performed the additional Christmas Night Under There with the Stars. But the photo of him wearing the fiberglass costume and holding the head was taken during the recording of the program, while this segment had been recorded weeks earlier. In fact, the Ice Royal was played by Jerry Marston of the B Crew. That's a weird thing, right? That's a weird. Yes. Okay, that's a weird detail, right? Voices of Doom. They're in 99. I think that's very feasible. I would have liked that to be real, right? I would like that to work, happen. What's that? In a marker of how much Doctor Who's ratings were flagging ratings that turned around the last few years, the 9th season would start on a double-length episode on Christmas Day. If only. In a marker just how the show's flagging ratings had turned around in the last 2 years, the show's 9th season would start with a double-length. I just thought I was going to say double-ended dildo. Really? That's just what I thought I was going to say. Oh my God. No, it didn't have a double-ended dildo. Okay, it didn't have a double-ended dildo. Maybe it did. I got to ask Eddie Robinson about this. As leading the years, as a lead into that year's Christmas Night with the Stars. As with the 2 previous seasons, the premiere will be written by Robert Holmes, produced by Barry Letts, and script by editor Terry Dix. We're keen for Holmes to keep back the Autons for a rematch, feeling the monsters were a deal story from must-have. Bring back so they wanted one for a Christmas gift. Yes, that makes sense. So he didn't want to. He wanted to come up with a new concept. So Voices of Doom open up with a near-deserted unit HQ, as most staff are home for Christmas. Sergeant Ben has drawn the short store, remains on duty, and the afternoon on Christmas Eve. I love this. Right? Yes, this is awesome. Okay, yeah. Benton alone with the Doctor on Christmas Eve. Where are we up to? And you find him with the Doctor playing Risk and eating mince pies, right? But then a Christmas card arrives on the Master with a cryptic warning inside. Joe Grant and Captain Yates have joined the Brigadier at house for drinks before going to spend Christmas dinner with their families. I love it. Oh, wasn't that one of the best bits of the Demons? Right, when they were like out of uniform, they're in different. I was like, whoa, that's so cool. That's so cool. Fine. So Yates, yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's a good bit. But yeah, that's I imagine what it would have looked like. He could have been made a bit more Christmassy, right? But other than that, very nice, very nice. Nice bit of Radio Times. There we go. Doink. Yates answers the door, and a group of carolers are singing strange and unfamiliar song and doesn't come back. Yates' disappearance is just one of several in the area. The Brigadier and Joe return to their HQ, where the doctor realizes they're dealing with mass hypnosis as the carolers' song entrances people. The victims fall, then join the carolers, and their numbers grow exponentially. At current rates, the doctor says, the whole of London will be in the grip come Christmas morning. Dun, dun, dun. The imprisoned master phones unit and confirms he has placed a post-hypnotic suggestion in the minds of a few people before he was arrested in the Demons. Okay, fine. So this thematically fits beautifully with the Demons, right? It really does. You know, it feels like a real segue from one to the other. Well, that was his last. No, his last one was the time monster, right? Yeah. Man, that was a bit. That wasn't the best. Fine. Doink. Where am I up to? Doink. Where was it? You will reveal how to reverse the effects in exchange for freedom. That very, very mastery, right? That's totally what he would do. Naturally, the doctor refuses. Joe remarks that the last time she went caroling, she lost her voice within the hour. Inspired, the doctor creates a spore-based spray that attaches to the show and temporarily mimics laryngitis. When directed at the carolers, it prevents them from singing and breaks the hypnotic effect. After working through the night to track down the release of the carolers from their trust. So this is a two-parter or a four-parter? Joe crashes out the lab, sleeping through most of the day. She wakes to find the doctor's prepared Christmas dinner. Well, so what was this? Was it, they were saying this was a two-parter or like a full thing? Wait, count. It says blah, 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 blah. The show's nice. It will start with a double-length episode. Okay, so fine. This is a self-contained episode. The BBC receives a number of complaints that the carolers' eerie song "Out of the Cold Comes Light," created by the BBC radio works of Brian Hodge Dick Mills, was too disturbing for the children. One correspondent in the Radio Times claimed they made a dog go wild. It was released in 1972 on the B-side, the Delaware version of the Doctor Who theme, and since become known as the haunting record of the hauntology movement. Okay, so yeah, so this is a bona fide Christmas special then. Yeah, so it sounds fun. That sounds fun. It sounds plausible. I wish that it went down, right? I really wish that it went down. There we go. Doink. Silent Shadow. So now we're into Hinchcliffe at Holmes. Oh, what are you imagining, Eddie Robson? Because I think you're probably going to be good at this, right? I think you're probably going to come up trumps. With Christmas Day in 1976 falling on Saturday, Doctor Who producer Philip Hinchcliffe decided to arrange a four-parter running across December and ending on the 25th to be set over the festive period. That's a good idea. I see him doing that. Robert Howe's now script editor approached Terence Dix. The Germanic roots of Christmas and traditions were coupled with Dix's own interest in Weimar Germany, led to the idea of using the story as expressionist cinema. That doesn't sound right. Well, let's see what they're going to do. So Hinchcliffe commented that with expression being noted for its extreme use of light and shade, the monster could be a creature of shadow. Dix, working on the title of The Silent Shadow, eventually came up with The Silent Shadow as opposed to the Silent Shadow. The Silent Night eventually became The Silent Shadow, as opposed to all those noisy shadows. He rightly commented that's the most believable bit so far, right? After a week's break at the end of Deadly Assassin, filmed a repeat of The Pyramid of Mars Part 1. I guess she was in it. The Silent Shadow aired on December 4th. Set in Berlin 2 days before Christmas 1929, it opens with a sequence from the silent film Schatten der Gest. Shadows of the Mind. A disturbed woman called Lottie walks out into the night, but believes she's being followed by a shadow, totally menacing figure. This doesn't sound very good at all. Okay, if you're going to do a Fourth Doctor Christmas special, I think it should have been him going against the Great Intelligence. I think that they could have done something really interesting with Yetis on Christmas Day, right? I think that probably would have worked well. It's then revealed that they're being watched by the film producer Otto Reimer, played by Eric Portman, a young firebrand director Hans Heimann, Dennis Lawson. Due to the lighting issue, they decided to study the scene has to be reshot, but the leading lady dies on set, her blood turning to ice. Leela wouldn't be introduced in a year, so the role of companion will be filled in by Tilly Mansfield. Oh, that's what it is. The actress will be taking the role of Lolly. Tilly would be played by Amanda as Paula Wilcox. Yes. Okay, that I believe, right? Who wore the obligatory Louise Brooks wig. Okay, I wonder what the hair's like, a real like then. The Doctor meet. Okay, I want to see what Paula Wilcox looks like in real life now. 1 second. Paula Wilcox. Okay. So, wait 1 second. Share screen. Chrome tab. Share screen. So there you go. I take it she was blonde that she wore this wig. Okay. Right. Oh, she was in upstairs, downstairs, Coronation Street. Okay. But really, she's blonde, apparently. So who knew? Well, I guess she did. All right. Actable is set to return to Coronation Street. 51 years. Oh, really? That's funny. Wonder what that was from. Okay. But okay, fine. So that's who they meant. Okay. Share screen. No, wrong thing. Doink. Found it. And after this, I'm doing my Christmas presents, which are very cool. Where are we up to? Tilly was played by Man About the House star Paula Wilcox, who wore the obligatory Louise Brooks rig. The Doctor meets Shelley shortly after landing, and she mistakes him for a stagehand returning to from his break. He tells him he's holding everything up. The Doctor obligingly helps shift Shay's launch before Hishman realizes he's not part of the production, and the real stagehand lies lies dead in the shadows. Okay, I want to imagine what a Robert Holmes Great Intelligence Yeti story would look like, right? Like what monster movie, or like what famous horror monsters are there? Would it be like Frankenstein, do you think? Or I guess Frankenstein is like the most lumbering thing, right? But they kind of did that with the Braden Morbius. Right, that's what I'm thinking. That I guess maybe they could reinvent them like Wolfmen, right? Or like play them like the Wolfmen. But yeah, I think Yeti's in the snow, in some contemporary town. Well, it'll be it'll be in some remote location, right? It'll be Yetis in a priory house, right, or something like that. In contemporary times, kind of have a feeling like the Seeds of Doom. Imagine that, right? That's how I could see it happening. Okay, fine. Back to their version. Mine's better. I have to say mine's better. In all fairness, Roseanne Hishman determined to pull an all-nighter to get the film back on schedule before Christmas, and want the Doctor to leave set. But Tilly covertly helps the Doctor to investigate. The culprit is Radaza, God, an alien being that feeds on heat and light, and so ravenously it doesn't reflect light. He merely absorbs it. Royhand is killed while rushing. Okay, can we get the Christmassy blitz? Bloody hell! But I'm bored with this, right? I'm fast and bored. Okay, I'm bored. Talking about much longer version of the scene in which the Doctor and Tilly celebrate Christmas in a cabaret club was included in one of the engineering departments. Okay, yeah, we could have that. Yeah, I'm not interested. So this is the best one, right? This is the absolute best one, right? I take my yeah, your full stop one. Nil point. Mine's better. What would a pantomime be like? That would question John Nathan Turner will mysteriously bound off writers, usually after a few drinks in the BBC club. Most didn't take it seriously, but the John Nathan did have a deep love of pantomime. This is why this is a brilliant idea. I totally buy this, right? I totally buy this. And when K9 Company wasn't picked up for a series after its broadcast in 81 festive season, he considered putting together a 15-minute Doctor Who special for the following Christmas. Originally, it wasn't going to be a proper episode, but a light entertainment special featuring the stars with sketches riffing off the pantomime scenarios of a few and a few musical numbers. Yeah, okay, I'm on. I believe all of this so far, right? I believe all of this. However, one of the writers idly mentioned this too was P.J. Hammond, who'd written the final sort of Sapphire and Steel, and Hammond's keen interest in folklore led him to weave Nation Turner's notion into something that, again, we're going to get that second, that would exist in the framework of Doctor Who. A story set in the British collective unconscious of Christmas time, the populace of the stock features of pantomime. Again, this sounds brilliant, right? It sounds absolutely brilliant. No, 1 second. I'm getting more messages in. I think it's the same news. Yes. One second, I just got to thank him. Yeah, just saw ... Awesome. Okay, yeah, I think you got to get that right response. Awesome. Oop, let me spell it right. Doing. Yeah, real Christmas treat there. Right there, Russell looks after. This is why I have faith in Russell T Davies, right? Just for this, I'm so happy about this. So this story, it's brilliant, right? It's so plausible. P.J. Hammond doing a set of Christmas time. But there's a problem. The recording dates overlap with Peter Davis's commitments to the BBC sitcom Sink and Swim. Again, Eddie Robson, you're a fucking genius for thinking this out, right? This is genius. I am so impressed. And he'd only be able to attend one studio session. Hammond's solution was for the story to start and end with Davison as the Doctor. But as he entered the pantomime world, apparently the principal boy tradition would be played by Jan Francis. Yes. This is, again, I can't believe this didn't happen, right? It so could have happened. It so should have happened. He would have been played by Jan Francis, arranged a photo shoot with David and Francis in costume to feature on the Radio Times, which with the episode scheduled on 6:50 just before Top of the Pops. Yes, brilliant idea. The Devil's Day and the Doctor and Nissa arrive in the town of Wilmington on Christmas Eve and discover under military jurisdiction. Again, Jan Francis taking on the role for one night. Fucking brilliant. Man, this is clever. I have so much props for Eddie Robson to figure this up. Right? Really, it's a good idea. The day before the town, 1 second, Tom Baker as a Doctor, Graviton prop from the 96. Why? We got a Christmas Verboy card. We got to go to the card out. What are they going to do? In a parallel world, several Doctor Who stories began life as Christmas episodes. For example, the Moonbase 96.7 was a slated slot occupied by the Highlanders over Christmas 96. This would have been the story featured technology-enabled White Christmas. It was expected there'll be a Christmas session on 67, and then the production team has to listen now snow-themed ideas from Mervyn Halesman, and yes, okay, they had a lot of snow in there. The special didn't materialize, but these pictures became the Abominable Snowman and the Ice Warriors, respectively. Okay. Stones of Blood 96, it was originally to have been shot in the winter solstice with the long-lived Cessia of Diplos, I can't remember how to pronounce it, claiming that you have personally invented the pagan traditions connected with it. The vampire light augury would have the stronger the nights were longest and the most time. For Agatha Christie Trial of Time Lord 9 to 12, Terror of the Vervoids was earmarked as a Christmas special and would have taken place on a festive cruise with the Vervoids as decorated Christmas trees. So much better than what we got. Okay, however, the original idea fell through and the storyline was hasty. We worked to fill the gap. Yeah, no, Vervoids Christmas trees so much better than what we got. Fine. So they've arrived in this town day before. Day before town was it? Erupted into chaos, and the police were all overwhelmed. The Doctor realizes the barrier between our dimension and has become strange, and he needs to break through the pantomime world where he meets Buttons, Derek Griffiths. I love this. Derek Griffiths is great in panto, right? The land is ruled by Dick Whitson, Pamela Stevenson. Yes. The cat Mel Smith. This would have been awesome. Absolutely awesome. And who are threatened by incursion of another principal boy, dispatched the squad of guards to capture the Doctor. The guards are led by Prince Charming and who played by Adaman, who has performed 2 of the episode's 3 music numbers. Oh, they could do this now with the current. This is brilliant. Doctor learns these other dimensional beings who are lacking identity of their own have latched onto these powerful mythological figures and meets Mother Goose, Terry Jones. Before he makes a deal with the devil, Peter Bowles. The Doctor demonstrates to Dick that Mother Goose is the one provoking unrest in the real world. She seeks to use the pantomime's carnivalesque inversion of normal order of things to actually suspend the laws of physics on Christmas Day, so the devil can escape within this dimension. With his help, the Doctor and the characters of Dr. Garrett breaks Mother Goose's deal and banishes the devil to another pocket dimension. Hammond preferred the ending in which the devil is transmuted back into the back end of a horse, which was vetoed by Eric Saywood. I think that was a better idea. If only we lived in that world. That would have been awesome, right? That would have been really, really good. I like that a lot, right? I really like that a lot. This is one of the best articles I've seen in Doctor Who magazine in years. I'm really, really loving this. Again, Eddie Robson, nothing but props to you, sir, right? Really came out with a good one. And somehow he came out with the Sylvester McCoy one, right? After the BBC took the decision to not renew the show, they granted one more 30-minute Christmas special. Why is that credible? I don't know. It wouldn't be announced as the last ever Doctor Who episode, but the opportunity for the production team to cap off the series. Script editor Andrew Robson decided to write a story himself, as drawing a story from a ghost story for Christmas inspiration and Secret Souls. The Doctor ceased his travels in time and space and living in a village in Norfolk, and he claims to be writing a book about birds. The ace is kicking around the village, thoroughly bored, trying to convince the Doctor to take them somewhere else. As she talks over, she realizes that everyone seems to have a ghost story to tell. They couldn't do this in half an hour. The book about the birds is just a cover. The Doctor is really collecting ghost stories. It doesn't really believe in ghosts. Instead, he thinks everyone in the village has seen but failed to recognize their own deaths. And he theorizes a temporal disturbance here, but is actually seen in their own future. But Ace wonders if time is repeating somehow. And it prompts the Doctor to realize it's been Christmas Eve for weeks. I said, so it says, Ace says. The Doctor sees a ghost too. It's a faceless figure struck down in battle. Is this how he dies? A bus pulls up by the village greens, and all the other inhabitants start to board, inviting the Doctor to come with them, but he realizes Ace is not Ace. She's the aspect of the self-conscious that's urging him to rebel. He allows Ace to lead him back to the TARDIS, and he wakes up in an alien world where he is relieved that where Elite Ace tells him he felt conscious in a psychic battle with Trickster figure. You could never do this in half hour, right? She thought he was dead. The Doctor was left unsure whether the village was just a dream or a recovered battle, or if his consciousness was really trying something out. But he doesn't really know. But he does know retirement isn't for him. We guest stars Ian Richardson, Ann Todd, and other inhabitants of the village, Cartmel and Jonathan Turner. But Secret Souls was a perfect Christmas Eve. However, the slot was taken by quiz show Telly Addicts, and the episode was put out on 17 November, December 27th after Blankety Blank Christmas Special, and opposite Coronation Street, Larky Bed. I got noticed. Yeah, sounds about right.
My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.